Playboy of the Western World. By John Millington Synge. About the author. John Millington Synge was an Irish playwright, poet, and key figure in the Irish literary revival of the late 19th and early 20th centuries. Synge immersed himself in the language, customs, and folklore of the local people, which provided rich material for his writing. Synge's literary career began in earnest when he met W.B. Yeats, who encouraged him to pursue writing and introduced him to the literary circle of the Irish literary theatre. Synge's first play, In the Shadow of the Glen, was performed in 1903. However, it was his second play, The Playboy of the Western World, 1907, that brought him widespread acclaim and controversy. Synge's writing is characterized by its lyrical language, vivid imagery, and realistic portrayal of Irish rural life. He was a master of dialogue, capturing the rhythms and cadences of everyday speech, particularly the dialects of the Irish countryside. Synge's works were groundbreaking in their exploration of Irish identity and culture, paving the way for future generations of Irish playwrights. John Millington Synge is considered one of the most important figures in Irish literature and theatre. His plays continue to be performed and studied around the world for their insight into the human condition and their exploration of Irish identity. Synge's legacy extends beyond his literary contributions. He played a key role in the cultural revival of Ireland and the emergence of a distinctively Irish literary tradition. Summary of the play: The Playboy of the Western World. The Playboy of the Western World is a three-act play written by Irish playwright John Millington Synge, first performed at the Abbey Theatre, Dublin, on 26 January 1907. It is set in Michael James Flaherty's public house in County Mayo during the early 1900s. It tells the story of Christy Mahan, a young man running away from his farm, claiming he killed his father. The play is known for its use of the poetic, evocative language of Hiberno-English, heavily influenced by the Irish language, as Synge celebrates the lyrical speech of the Irish. Act 1. The play opens in a rural Irish village where we meet the characters gathered at Michael James Flaherty's pub. Pegeen Mike, Michael's daughter, is managing the pub in her father's absence. Christy Mahan, a young man, enters the pub and claims to have killed his father with a spade following an argument. Instead of condemning Christy, the villagers are fascinated by his story and view him as a hero for standing up to his father. Pegeen Mike is particularly captivated by Christy's supposed bravery. Act 2. Christy's popularity among the villagers continues to grow as they admire him for his alleged act of patricide. He becomes increasingly confident and begins to court Pegeen Mike, who is drawn to his perceived courage and charm. However, doubts about Christy's story emerge when his father arrives in the village, alive and well, looking for him. Christy's facade starts to crumble as the truth threatens to unravel his carefully constructed image. Act 3. In Act 3, Christy's deception is exposed when his father reveals himself to be alive, leading to a dramatic reversal of fortune. The villagers, who had previously admired Christy, now turn against him, feeling betrayed and disillusioned. Pegeen Mike, who had fallen for Christy's charms, rejects him, adding to his sense of isolation and despair. Christy is left to grapple with the consequences of his actions and the loss of his newfound status as a hero. The Playboy of the Western World explores themes of identity, truth, and the nature of heroism. Through Christy's character, Synge challenges the audience to question the reliability of perception and the tendency to glorify violence. The play also delves into the complexities of human nature, particularly the fickle nature of admiration and the dangers of hero worship. Additionally, the rural Irish setting adds depth to the story, highlighting the timeless quality of the themes explored. Overall, The Playboy of the Western World is a thought-provoking exploration of truth and illusion, offering a nuanced portrayal of Irish rural life and the complexities of human behavior. Critical analysis of the play, The Alchemist. The Playboy of the Western World, by John Millington Synge, is a classic of Irish literature, renowned for its exploration of themes such as identity, morality, and the nature of heroism. Set in a rural Irish village, the play follows the story of Christy Mahan, a young man who arrives in the village claiming to have killed his father. Instead of being condemned, Christy is celebrated as a hero by the villagers, particularly the women, who are captivated by his supposed act of bravery. However, when Christy's father appears alive, the villagers' admiration turns to disdain, and Christy's status as a hero is shattered. One of the most striking aspects of the play is its portrayal of the complex relationship between truth and perception. Synge challenges the audience to question the nature of heroism and the tendency to glorify violence. Through Christy's character, he explores the concept of the playboy, someone who becomes a figure of fascination and admiration based on a carefully constructed narrative rather than their true identity. This theme is particularly relevant in the context of Irish nationalism and the romanticization of rebellion against authority. Furthermore, Synge's use of language and dialect adds depth to the characters and setting, immersing the audience in the world of rural Ireland. The dialogue is rich with colloquialisms and poetic imagery, capturing the rhythms of everyday speech while also conveying the timeless quality of the story. John Millington Synge's use of language in The Playboy of the Western World is one of its defining features. He captures the rhythms and cadences of rural Irish speech, infusing the dialogue with colorful idioms, vivid imagery, and a rich tapestry of dialects. Synge's use of regional dialects and colloquialisms helps to create a vivid sense of place, immersing the audience in the world of rural Ireland. The language reflects the customs, traditions, and everyday life of the villagers, enhancing the authenticity of the setting. Each character's speech patterns and dialects reveal insights into their personality, background, and social status. For example, Pegeen Mike's assertive and fiery personality is reflected in her bold and assertive speech, while Christy's initially timid and hesitant demeanor is evident in his speech patterns. Synge's use of language often contains elements of humor and irony, adding depth and complexity to the play. The villagers' colorful expressions and witty banter contribute to the play's comedic elements, while also serving to highlight the absurdity of certain situations. Synge employs vivid imagery and symbolism through language to convey deeper thematic meanings. For example, the repeated references to Christy as a playboy evoke associations with masculinity, virility, and rebellion, while also highlighting the villagers' romanticized perceptions of him. The structure of the play serves to build tension and suspense, leading to a dramatic climax and resolution in the final act. Synge employs a linear narrative style, with each act building upon the events of the previous one, to drive the plot forward and engage the audience's interest. The Playboy of the Western World was written and first performed in the early 20th century against the backdrop of Irish nationalism and the struggle for independence from British rule. Synge's portrayal of rural Irish life and language reflects a growing sense of Irish cultural pride and identity. The play celebrates the resilience, wit, and spirit of the Irish people, while also acknowledging the challenges and hardships they face. The play explores traditional gender roles and expectations in Irish society, particularly through the character of Pegeen Mike, who defies conventional norms of femininity and asserts her independence. Synge highlights the social and economic disparities within Irish society, with characters like Christy and Pegeen occupying lower social strata, while others, like Widow Quinn, strive to climb the social ladder through manipulation and deceit. References to Catholicism and superstition are woven throughout the play, reflecting the influence of religion and folklore in Irish culture. The Playboy of the Western World is a masterful exploration of language, plot, structure, characterizations, and social context, offering a nuanced portrayal of rural Irish life and the complexities of human nature. Synge's use of language brings the world of the play to life, while his skillful plotting and characterization create a rich tapestry of drama, humor, and insight. The play's political and social context adds depth and resonance, making it a timeless classic of Irish literature. The play also offers a nuanced portrayal of gender dynamics, as seen in The Villagers' reactions to Christy and their shifting attitudes towards him based on his perceived masculinity and virility. The character of Pegeen Mike, the innkeeper's daughter and love interest of Christy, embodies both traditional feminine virtues and a rebellious spirit, complicating the stereotype of the passive, submissive woman. However, the Playboy of the Western World has also faced criticism for its portrayal of Irish rural life as backward and primitive, reinforcing stereotypes of the Irish as superstitious and uncivilized. Critics have argued that Synge's depiction of the villagers as ignorant and easily manipulated perpetuates harmful stereotypes rather than challenging them. In conclusion, The Playboy of the Western World is a thought-provoking exploration of truth, identity, and the nature of heroism. Synge's skillful use of language and characterization brings the world of rural Ireland to life, while also raising important questions about the power of perception and the consequences of myth-making. Despite its controversial reception, the play remains a powerful and enduring work of Irish literature. Themes. The Playboy of the Western World explores several themes that resonate throughout the play. Identity and self-perception. One of the central themes of the play is the exploration of identity and self-perception. Christy Mahan's arrival in the village and his claim to have killed his father serve as catalysts for an examination of how individuals perceive themselves and how they wish to be perceived by others. Christy's transformation from a timid, meek character to a confident, swaggering playboy highlights the fluidity of identity and the power of perception. He adopts a new persona based on the villagers' admiration for his alleged act of patricide, blurring the lines between truth and fiction. Pegeen Mike's attraction to Christy is rooted in her perception of him as a brave and daring figure, reflecting her own desires and aspirations. However, her disillusionment when Christy's deception is revealed underscores the fragility of self-perception and the consequences of living inauthentically. Truth and illusion. Synge explores the theme of truth and illusion throughout the play, particularly in relation to the nature of heroism and the tendency to romanticize violence. Christy's claim to have killed his father is initially embraced by the villagers, who view him as a hero for standing up to authority. However, the revelation that Christy's father is alive exposes the illusion upon which his newfound status is based. The play raises questions about the reliability of perception and the dangers of constructing narratives based on half-truths and fantasies. Synge suggests that truth is subjective and malleable, shaped by individual perspectives and social dynamics. The villagers' shifting attitudes towards Christy highlight the fluidity of truth and the consequences of living in a world of illusions. Morality and judgment. The Playboy of the Western world also explores themes of morality and judgment, particularly in relation to the villagers' reactions to Christie's claim of patricide. The villagers' initial admiration for Christie reflects their moral ambiguity and willingness to overlook his alleged crime in favor of celebrating his perceived bravery. However, their condemnation of Christie when his deception is revealed reveals the hypocrisy and fickleness of human judgment. Synge critiques the tendency to idolize individuals based on superficial qualities and the dangers of moral absolutism. The play raises questions about the nature of heroism and the criteria by which individuals are judged. Synge suggests that true heroism lies not in acts of violence or rebellion, but in the courage to be oneself and to confront one's own flaws and vulnerabilities. Social hierarchies and power dynamics. Synge explores the social hierarchies and power dynamics within the rural Irish community, highlighting the tensions and conflicts that arise as a result. Characters like Pegeen Mike and Michael Flaherty occupy positions of relative authority within the village, while others, like Christie and Widow Quinn, navigate their way through the social hierarchy. The play also examines the role of gender in shaping social relationships and power dynamics. Pegeen Mike's assertiveness and independence challenge traditional gender roles, while Christie's perceived masculinity and virility earn him admiration and adulation from the villagers. Synge suggests that social status and power are fluid and subject to change, influenced by individual actions and perceptions. The play critiques the rigidity of social norms and the limitations they impose on individual freedom and expression. Overall, The Playboy of the Western World is a complex and thought-provoking exploration of identity, truth, morality, and social dynamics. Synge's skillful examination of these themes invites the audience to reflect on their own beliefs and assumptions, challenging them to question the nature of heroism and the complexities of human behavior. Characterization. Synge's characters are vividly drawn and multifaceted, each representing different facets of Irish rural life and society. Christie Mahan. Christie is the central protagonist of the play, a young man who arrives in a rural Irish village claiming to have killed his father with a spade. Initially portrayed as timid and meek, Christie undergoes a transformation when the villagers admire him for his alleged act of patricide, dubbing him the Playboy of the Western world. Christie is complex, torn between his desire for acceptance and his fear of rejection. He revels in the attention and admiration he receives but is ultimately exposed as a fraud when his father arrives alive. Despite his flaws, Christie is sympathetic and relatable, grappling with issues of identity, morality, and self-worth. Pegeen Mike. Pegeen Mike is the spirited and independent daughter of Michael Flaherty, the pub owner. Strong-willed and outspoken, Pegeen is initially drawn to Christie's perceived bravery and charm but ultimately rejects him when his deception is revealed. Pegeen struggles with conflicting emotions and desires, torn between her attraction to Christie and her sense of betrayal when he is exposed as a fraud. Despite her tough exterior, Pegeen is vulnerable and lonely, longing for love and companionship in the isolated village. Michael Flaherty. Michael Flaherty is the genial and jovial owner of the village pub, where much of the action takes place. Michael serves as a foil to the other characters, providing comic relief and insight into the village's social dynamics. Affable and good-natured, Michael is well liked by the villagers and serves as a mediator in conflicts. While not as central to the plot as Christie or Pegeen, Michael's presence adds depth and authenticity to the portrayal of rural Irish life. The villagers. The villagers collectively form a colorful cast of supporting characters, each contributing to the play's rich tapestry of rural life. From Widow Quinn, who schemes to win Christie's affections, to Sean Keogh, Pagine's jilted suitor, the villagers add depth and complexity to the story. The villagers' reactions to Christie's arrival and subsequent downfall reflect the fickle nature of human admiration and the dangers of hero worship. Synge uses the villagers to explore themes of identity, morality, and the complexities of human behavior, highlighting the diversity of personalities and perspectives within the close-knit community. Overall, the characters of the Playboy of the Western world are vividly drawn and multifaceted, each representing different facets of Irish rural life and society. Synge's skillful characterization adds depth and complexity to the play, enriching its exploration of identity, morality, and the nature of heroism.